Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to Notations of a Nappy Girl, episode shit 52. 52. Um, Today I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna be quick because I always say that and then I always run over. So maybe I'll be quick, maybe I won't. Who knows? But today I want to talk about change and how self doubt can adversely affect, I should say, your viewpoints on change. Here's the thing, we all have it set up in our mind what we want to do, how we going to go about doing it, how everything is going to work out when all the pieces fall into place and what have you. The crazy thing is it not always works like that. A lot of times there are forces at work that will enable us to do some things and hinder us from doing other things. Now, that hindrance is always seen as a negative thing when in fact it's not. That hindrance that's coming from the universe could simply be because the timing is not correct. Now, we all know that day we leave out for work, for instance, and we're rushing around, we rushing around, but we still left out the house about 5, 10 minutes late. And you get up the road and you see there's a huge accident that occurred maybe 10 minutes ago. Had you left on time, you would have been caught up in that, possibly one of the victims of that. So at those moments, the life hindrances, you say, whew, okay, I dodged a bullet with that one. Why is it not the same mindset when it comes to other things in your life not coming together when or how, I'll say, you think they should? The thing about change is this: you have to be open to it. But in order to be open to it, you have to be open to all facets of it. Like, you could look at, for instance, getting a job in a new state. Okay, that's an opportunity for growth. Let me go there. Let me follow that. Let me see what's going to happen. This is wonderful. This is awesome. This is my time to shine. And then you get there and you may possibly do your job, really, really well, but it may not last. Or you may get there and you not like the job, but maybe you met somebody who puts you in contact with someone else for an even better job. Whatever the case may be, I use that as an example just to show how quickly change can come about, how unexpectedly change can come about. Those of you who believe in love at first sight, for instance, you get up, you go to the store, and you see somebody you've never seen before. You strike up a conversation. Fast forward 10, 15 years down the road, you're with this person, you're married to this person, you're building a life, you got kids in college, everything's beautiful, whatever. It's change. At that moment, your life changed. So, how willing you are to accept that change will determine how the change will fit into your life. If you look at a change that was unexpected or unwanted at the time, so to speak, if you attach a negative connotation to that, everything that comes from that change will then be negative. So this is going full circle back to, I think, video 2 or 3, when you have to change your mindset in order to get the most out of the opportunities that life is providing for you. There is nothing that's predetermined in this world. Your birth was not predetermined. Well, I mean, it was predetermined. Let's just say it couldn't have been planned, so to speak. Um, your death, exact same thing. It's not really predetermined. The universe knows when it's going to happen. You don't know when it's going to happen. So, what you do in between that time from birth to death, not really a big deal. Those two things are milestones. What you do in between is what impacts who you are as a person and the legacy you leave behind. In keeping with that mindset, how you process change will determine how your life progresses from that moment of change. It's just like when you set out to do something. I'll use myself as an example. I set out to write a book. I always said I knew I wanted to write one, didn't know what direction. But about 5 years ago, I started putting pen to paper and just fleshing out an idea, fleshing out a character, a premise, a plot line, whatever you want to call it. But cognitively, it was not full. So over the past couple of years, it's gone to the back burner. Oh, I got to go to school. Got to finish this degree. Oh, got to plan this event. Got to do this wedding. Up, got to move to Florida. Got to do this. Got to do that. And things always in our minds are getting in the way. when in fact, to some degree, it's probably making us better. I went on a temp assignment, and the temp assignment lasted about 2 months, so that was awesome. Wish it would have lasted longer. But the whole thing is the environment was so awesome within the realm of that place of employment that I not only had the ability, I had the motivation and the time to complete writing. So something that I started 5 years ago finally got completed and came to fruition in my eyes, even if it's not published yet. It's done. It got out of here. It got out of here. And now it's on paper. And even though the job didn't work out the way I wanted it to, it gave me that opportunity. So that change in that job, like I knew for a couple of days that the assignment was going to end. And I was distraught. I was upset. I was frustrated for a number of reasons. But it lit a fire under me that even though I thought I was finished a few days prior, my last 2 to 3 days, because I didn't have any work to do, because I did everything in preparation of my departure, I was able to sit down at that desk every day and get paid to sit there and pour my heart out and flesh the story out even more, at which time I thought I was done with it. So that change, had I sat around moping like, oh my God, this job is going to end. What am I going to do for money? Blah, 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 blah. If I had attached a negative connotation to it, I wouldn't have got anything done. The ladies in the office loved me. They were upset. One was talking about quitting just because I was leaving. Really? You've been there 6 years. I've been there 2 months. Don't do that, boo. But had I sat around moping and angry and upset, oh, they didn't keep me, I was the best thing that happened to them, blah, 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 I wouldn't have had that energy to write, to make the story better. So I read where I was at up until the point where they told me that my assignment was being discontinued. And then I read the stuff that I came up with in the past 2 to 3 days. And it was just like, damn, that that change motivated me to say, okay, Nita, this story is good. It's not great. It can be done, but you can add some more. And the more I added, actually added segues where I didn't see segues for other characters to grow and build possibly into a whole nother set of books. So I took something that can I'm tongue tied, be perceived as negative and turned it into a positive. Because if this book takes off, who knows? I may not have to work for nobody. Exactly. Then I can sit around doing videos all day and writing, of course. But that's what I mean, people. You have to change your mindset. Embrace the change. Accept it, deal with it, process it, do whatever you got to do to make it work for you. I made it work for me. I didn't want to use up my ink and everything at home, so they got an industrial printer. If I sit my butt here and I focus and I write and I type and I get this stuff out of my head and my heart, I can print it out while I'm here. I can hole punch it while I'm here. So I made it work for me. And that's the beautiful thing about change. You never know what can come from it until you cross that threshold. You can stand there at the doorway forever saying, I don't know, I'm not sure. Is anybody going to think differently of me? Am I going to look like a failure, a fuck up, or whatever? When in fact, your destiny could be on the other side of that door. Stop being scared. Turn the knob. Push the door open. Hell, kick it open. Cross the threshold, embrace your change, which is in theory essentially helping you to embrace your greatness. I don't know why I can't talk this morning, but that's my message for today, people. Embrace the change and make it work for you, good or bad. If you put forth full effort, you can't help but come out on top. So that's my message. Peace and blessings, people. Be good.